What's up, y'all? I'm Daniel, and this is another episode of JND News. Now, I don't know if you know, but we just had a product launch last week. Everything went really well, just smooth, no problems. It was great. So on to the next news. Just kidding. Boy, was it controversial. So JND Arwen was on pre-order last Friday, and to my absolute surprise, the opinions were so divided. I was not expecting this because Arwen is now my favorite JND statue. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's Liv Tyler straight up and down. And when I saw some of the comments, man, I was blown away. Of course, many people loved it, as I did, and it did sell out at the end of the day, but I guess it just goes to show you how people's perceptions differ. It's just amazing. You know, there were some people who thought JND Superman looked nothing like Henry Cavill. How do you not see Henry Cavill there? And you might think it's the difference between seeing it for real and seeing it through a screen, but I thought Superman looked great in person and on screen. So, I don't know what it is. Don't ask me. People are just gonna have to agree to disagree and stick with what they like. Aside from the divided opinions, one other thing that we learned through this Arwen PO was how much more popular DC is compared to the Lord of the Rings. The number of comments, the number of views, and the number of people visiting the website all went down compared to previous times. And time to sell out took a whole day and night, whereas previous orders, aside from Arthur Fleck, all sold out under a couple of hours. I know there are die-hard Lord of the Rings fans out there, but I learned that it's a much smaller crowd compared to DC fans. Very interesting. So sorry if JND Arwen was not your cup of tea. And thank you to all those who loved it and pre-ordered it last Friday. Now, let me address some of the questions posed by our JND collector community. Number one, why Arwen? Well, we touched upon it a little bit in the promo, but a few reasons. Firstly, we really love this character, and we really love Liv Tyler. We think she's one of the most beautiful actresses, and Arwen is the most beautiful character in the trilogy. We just love doing these beautiful female characters, and Soyoung is just so good at making them. Also, after Superman, it was time to do another female character. We don't always have to have a female after a male character, but that has been kind of the trend with us, so there's another reason. Now, why such a minor character? Of course, people want the main protagonist or the antagonist. People want the most popular characters, and we do too. But we also like to experiment and see how collectors respond. We like to attempt doing something different, something surprising and unexpected. Yes, we've had our products overlapping with other company products in the past. Those were honest coincidences. And I assure you that when we are planning, we like to avoid overlapping with other company products as much as possible. So who's done a 1:3 scale Arwen? Nobody to my knowledge. We wanted to be the first. What's wrong with that? If you remember, JND Studios' very first character was Joker. It wasn't Heath Ledger Joker. It wasn't even Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It was the character Arthur Fleck. That was the very first product. Now, who could imagine doing Arthur Fleck while trying to launch a company? But we did. We didn't know how well it was gonna go, but we did it anyway. We try to do it differently, and some people might say that it's a bad business move, but I like how we keep it unpredictable. You say, but there are so many other characters that we could have done with the licenses that we have. We could have done other characters from Justice League, the Batman, Aquaman, etc. Of course, and we will. But you don't understand what goes on when you finally obtain that one epic license. We got so excited that we had to go to work on it as soon as we got it. The other characters can wait. We had to let our collectors know that we got the Lord of the Rings. Now, will there be any revisions to the face? We get this a lot. We hear you and we are mindful of the requests that we get, but you also have to understand that hundreds of people have put this product on pre-order because they liked it. They were happy with the outcome, And what if we made the changes requested by some and it upsets the others who actually pre-ordered? It's a huge dilemma. That's why I am not able to confirm or deny that changes will be made. But I do trust Kodjun and his team of artistic geniuses to make improvements whenever possible. And we have examples of this happening in the past. I specifically remember the Dark Knight trilogy, Bruce Wayne's face improving in production with the skin tone and some of the details. I thought the change was minor, but the effect was drastically for the better. In other cases, changes are so minor that nobody notices, but even the ones who requested revisions received the order in hand and were mostly satisfied. So we do have examples of improvements going on down the line. But again, I am not able to give you a definite answer to this question. I think that's about all I have regarding JND Arwen product launch. If you have any other questions, email us at info@jndstudios.co.kr or send us a message on Facebook. We still have the Dark Knight Batman delivery going on right now, and I think there's been some cancellations, so we may do another last-minute order. Also, JND Mera production sample is almost done, so we should be able to show it to you in our next show and tell video in a few weeks. Thank you everybody for your continued support. This has been another JND News. Join us as JND Studios makes your collection stand apart.